uh, call this meeting to order, Small Business Commission, for Thursday, November 14th. I'd like to welcome everybody that's in the room tonight and everybody else that's online. And I'd like to, let's get started. Let's do a Pledge of Allegiance first.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, let's do a roll call.
Commissioner Carson,
Here.
Commissioner Bautista,
Here.
Vice Chair Peña Zarada.
Present.
Thank you.
And let's get approval of the minutes from October 10th, 2024.
Motion accepted.
Accept. Seconded, yeah.
Okay, we approve.
All those in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Perfect. Awesome. Just real fast before we move forward, I just want to have acknowledge everybody that's in here, and maybe you guys can kind of acknowledge the person next to you, just say hi to them. Have a good evening. It's Thursday night, or end of the night, right? We're almost at the holiday season, so it'd be nice to just say hi to everybody here tonight. Perfect. So I think the first item on tonight's agenda is about the listening tours and the results, yes?
That is correct. So earlier this year, the commissioners initiated momentum to gather information and insight from our business community. So several of us, staffers and commissioners, went out to small businesses and asked them to fill out this survey. So if you haven't already, you could feel free to take your phone out. It is in several languages to fill that out. We just basically asked businesses around the city, what is the climate like for them working and owning a business in this city? So today, we're gonna share with you the results that we have so far. And there were about 30 responses, and we asked them a question like, how would you rate Daly City as a destination for food and dining? And it looks like we averaged almost 4 stars, with the majority giving 3 to 5 stars on that one. And this is important because food, as you know, food and dining really drives economic vitality in our community, especially our ethnic dining destinations where, not a lot of other people or other cities have those, for instance, like Burmese or, even Thai. So it's a pretty good rating. It is a small sample, so we would love to garner more responses from people. And then the next question was, how would you rate a Daly City as a destination for weekend events? Mind you, a lot of these were before a lot of the festivals that we've just had recently. So we averaged, we almost got to 3 stars, but it looks like something we could improve on, providing weekend events for families, children to come to, right? Are we a destination for something that people would want to come to over here on the weekend? And then we asked about weekday activities, and for some reason we scored a little higher at 3.22 stars, with the majority giving about 3 to 5. And when we physically went out to businesses and asked them this, we always asked them to give their utmost honest opinions. We didn't want anything to be sugar-coated or anything like that. So I think on average, this is good, but it does show that we could improve for weekday activities. And then we also asked people to rate our amenities, and then you can toggle physically if you're on the survey. You can physically toggle between these choices, and it looks like you guys have it in the packet, your agenda packet. Cleanliness seemed to be number one to most people. And then it goes down the list from there in terms of what is a priority. So pedestrian-friendly infrastructure, safety, then facade improvements, green space, enhancing communication channels with the city, public transportation, cultural and arts installations, and then last, historical preservation, and then streamlining the permit process. Doesn't seem like that was a major importance for some of our business owners, probably because they've already gone through the permit process, so it's not that important to them. But cleanliness was the biggest thing to all the businesses. So that shows where we can improve. And then the next questions, 9, 10, 11, what do you recommend the city to do to improve the area around your business? So these were some of the answers, but you actually have all of the answers listed here. So I'll read some of them off. More lighting, we need more green space, support for more parking, finding a solution for the homeless population in this area, more police patrol, Asian hate target was mentioned, signage improvement, attract more businesses, more foot activity and visitors. So these are a lot of the same concerns for people. And then in the next question, what ideas do you have to attract more customers? Social media, more block parties, creating a business zone, food fairs, festivals. So a lot of the things that the city has taken the initiative to do already, but more cleaner streets, chamber involvement, city events, B2B events, incentives and connectivity, tourist attractions. Somebody mentioned an online Daly City business directory, and then an opportunity to promote businesses in community bulletin boards and encouraging local jurisdictions to invest in Daly City businesses. So some pretty good answers there that will help us and inform us and drive us to create better programming for what the businesses actually want. And then we had kind of a catch-all, anything else that you want us to know. One of the answers was top of the hill is severely underutilized, and it should be Daly City's downtown. The addition of more greenery and art would make a big difference in making the area more attractive to businesses and customers. Somebody put foot traffic is a challenge for small business here. Any awareness towards what is already available in Daly City is absolutely needed. More festivals, block parties, having activities like festive Christmas events to create more spirits. Lights for Christmas like other cities have. Somebody pointed that out to me and I didn't realize that we actually don't have that. Westlake does, but as far as the city goes, we don't. Yeah, that is the gist of the responses that we've received so far.
Great. This is really good information. Hopefully, for those that in the room that are small business owners, if you have not filled out our survey, please do so, because we will continually monitor this. And maybe from our perspective too, I think it would be great to take a look at each one of these items and maybe gather data that really backs it up, so that we can address it to the proper avenues to help improve small business opportunities. Because obviously, a lot of these things are not necessarily under our umbrella, but other committees and whatnot. So if we can have data that backs it up, like, okay, if the streets are not that clean, okay, why is that? Are we not getting proper opportunities to clean it? And if so, who can we address within the city? And I think that will be more compelling as far as us to make some kind of movement, and that the small businesses owners and the everyone that lives in the city can see that we are taking steps to make those improvements. Anyone else? You guys have any comments?
Is there like a specific phone number or like a line that small businesses can use for all these questions? Like, I know we have our business license and stuff like that, but like a specific like line for it so it's easier to kind of communicate with smaller businesses.
It would depend on what their need is. So if they have a complaint, let's say, for instance, about illegal dumping in front of their businesses, it would actually go to Public Works. So, or if they had an issue with construction and permitting, then it would go to Economic and Community Development's Planning Department, or building, depending on where they are in the process, right? So you're asking like if there's like a catch-all number for businesses to just call so that they can start somewhere. I'm officially the small business advocate, so they could call me anytime, 650-991-8162. But, they could come by too and ask for anybody in the ECD department to help them.
One of the things that we'll be working on is a welcome packet for for all businesses when they come to Daly City. And actually through this process, if we hear some recurring themes, issues, questions that come up, we could make a phone directory that sort of informs small businesses who the best contacts are for the various issues. But I think that's why we are in this sort of information gathering to find out what are those questions and issues that recur so that we can better direct the small business owner to get those answers.
Yeah, I think it would be great if there was a way at some point in time down the line to have like a section of FAQs for small business owners, because we're gonna get a lot of questions being fielded in, and it's just great to have that one consolidated spot. And if people are really into improving, like they're saying here, because as we know, a lot of people make complaints, but they don't ever offer up solutions. But if they offer up solutions, then we can say, hey, what can we go for? What's realistic and what we can go and strive for? And we just see if it works, see if it sticks, and then we just move on to the next one until we all get what we want, which is, a more beautified Daly City in the eyes of what people are asking for.
Yeah, I mean, just to go back to the other questions, such as, is Daly City a food and dining destination? Is it, a destination for weekend activities? I mean, that's something to really look into, right? What kind of businesses are we attracting to open up in Daly City? What is the demographic here that is, what would they be attracted to? Not to jump ahead, but the top of the hill Daly City, the top of the hill street fair was a great start, as a matter of fact. And I think that, we brought in, again, I didn't look at data, but I was there. I saw people from everywhere come by, and that was amazing. And so I think understanding who we are as a community, and understanding, like, because if you ask me, okay, Saturday night, where will you go? for a social event or whatnot, right? Daly City hasn't necessarily been the destination. So how can we change that? And so I think that's something to look into for sure. Any other comments on this from our end?
Well, I was also thinking, if we look at some activities, we have to have activities that are geared towards certain demographics, like a family atmosphere, something for seniors, something for the younger crowd. So if I reading these, I don't want to call them complaints, but I guess they're suggestions, whatever, right? Like, okay, what demographics, what is the largest number of people in Daly City that would be the majority of people we should strive for first? Meaning, like, are there a lot of people that want to go clubbing or something? No, right? What are we looking at? What's the greatest number, right? Attack that first, right?
Yeah, maybe, again, create an opportunity for us to gather data as far as what our community would like to see, so that this does become a destination or also an opportunity for others to create a new business for themselves, right? And we can even go as further down as, does the new generation know that there's a opportunity for them to become entrepreneurs here? So those are things I think we should definitely look into.
No, I think when you look at the scores on some of those questions, maybe the next survey or the follow-up questions are, what activities would you want on the weekend or in the evenings? What are the activities that you're seeking? I think, because that's a good question, because your answer might be different from mine.
Sure.
Right. So,
Right,
so
absolutely.
what are people looking for in a community when they're looking for entertainment and dining and those more recreational type
Yeah,
activities?
absolutely. I mean, we can compare ourselves to the other small cities around. Little things like, do we have youth leagues for sports that drives community, right? And that's important. So, yeah, I think definitely create more opportunities for us to research, gather data, so that we can improve these opportunities, improve in these things, and get fires all across the board. All right.
Were there any public comments for this item specifically, the survey?
Yes, we welcome any public comments if you would like to speak upon this topic from the survey.
Seeing none.
And if not, you could always, again, do the survey and reach out to any of us, and we'd love to hear from you. Yeah? Okay. Okay, shall we move on then? Okay. Before we move on to the next line item, which is basically small business engagement, we do want to recognize that the city is striving to have and foster small businesses to thrive in our city. And it's crucial that we hear directly from those of you tonight, those who are navigating through challenges and opportunities of running a business here in Daly City. The perspectives we hear tonight and the needs and interests of local entrepreneurs will help shape our initiatives and support and create support systems for you guys. But before we do, I invite you guys to speak upon some of your topics here. We do want to have and introduce our mayor, who is here to listen to your comments and insights. So please welcome Mayor Jesslyn Manalo.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the small business commissioners here, the staff that is present, and most importantly, the small businesses in the audience, those are watching. Having this small business engagement day is so important because we want to hear specifically on how we can improve Daly City, support our small businesses. In 2018, when I was first mayor, what we did is make sure to reinstate the position, the economic development specialist position. During the height of the Great Recession, it was eliminated. And so with that, it was really important when we did have revenues coming in to reinstate a position that was specific to ensuring that our businesses has someone to reach out to, and also really look at the ways our community can thrive in economic development, knowing that our main revenues are restaurants, retail, and car sales. We know how important it is in our community. I grew up in Daly City ever since I was 8 years old. The restaurants that have been a staple in our community have been huge. We know that a pandemic was before us, and during the pandemic, what we were able to do was make sure that we also put ARPA dollars into ensuring that those small business restaurants could actually be participatory to the San Mateo County program, bringing meals to seniors. So, we're in a good place. I'll say prior also in 2020, we didn't have a small business commission. And some may think, why have one when there is an arm of the chamber? But I'll say this, that having a body here in front of us that are business owners in our community and having them be participatory in our government, being able to hear from all of you and be representatives is something I think is always important, as far as making sure that we have representatives and more voices at the table. And so today is very special to hear from all of you. I also wanted to share that I want to acknowledge everyone that was participating in the Top of the Hill Festival. This was an idea of mine's way back when I got elected in 2016, but it took some time. We had a pandemic in between, but we have the staff involved and the community members that echoed how important it was to put back and ensure that Top of the Hill had love, that there was an event for our community members where there was music, food, and be able to highlight a signature program that we can call Daly City our own. And so this is just a start, it's a beginning, but I've heard from both young and old how much they really appreciated having a space to be in with their families, to highlight our cultural community, from also showing the amazing culture we have from the car culture that we have in Daly City, also to highlighting all of the diversity in our restaurants. So I think we're taking the steps forward. We can be a destination in Daly City, and we're moving towards that. I have belief and faith. I'm always more of an optimist. I see things as a visionary with hope, because this is a community that we have small businesses in that are here, and we are all here together to work together. And so thank you for the work that everyone's done. We're looking forward to listen. I think that's why this forum is here and the Small Business Commission was created. So thank you for your time, and I want to thank everyone that took their time out on an evening like this to be here at City Hall. Thank you. I want to also acknowledge, I know that there are council members in our audience. We have Council Member Prano and Council Member DiGiovanni. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mayor Manalo. Okay, so we do want to open up this opportunity for some of the small businesses to come here, come on stage on our microphone here and speak on certain topics that they are concerned with. I would like to say that tonight is more literally to listen to what these concerns are, take note. We may not necessarily have solutions for you right away, but it is something where we will work towards, depending on what it is that you're asking for. If you're asking for $1 million from me, I don't have that, so but we can see what we can do. All right. We'll call you up onto the microphone. There's no particular order here. I do have a list of people. We allocate about 2 minutes for everybody just to kind of get everything out. If you need a little bit more, you can always ask for it, but I do charge for that. I'm just kidding. So 2 minutes per person, and I'll call the first one. And there's no particular order here. We got Mr. Fernando Ortiz. Yes, sir. Come on up. You're from Wingstop? Yeah?
That's right. Good
All
evening,
right.
Commissioners.
All right. Love chicken.
Yeah, actually, we have a safety concern. We're at the Westlake Shopping Center, and this restaurant is owned by a Daly City native, and I'm representing them today. I'm their area manager. So we have a safety concern in regards to traffic in front of a restaurant. We're on the 227 Lake Merced Boulevard. It's a parking structure, and prior or during the pandemic, actually, I'm sorry, after or during the pandemic, we used to have a 2 hours parking limit on the block. During the pandemic, we assumed that the signs were removed, but they were never reinstalled. So due to that, we're having issues with double parking on the street. Some, patrons that are parking in the middle or the center of the street of the boulevard. And we're not the only business in that block. We have another 5 different business aligned, in the block. So lately, back in 2021, we found out that it was a concern for our customers, so we decided to reach out to the city engineering, requesting for them to look into the signs being reinstalled, so we could avoid the double parking. So we waited for 3 months, and we got a response. They wanted more information. We provided information. So in October 2021, we were told they couldn't do anything about it. So moving fast forward, we decided just to add some sort of special signs for the local businesses that we deal with, DoorDash and Uber Eats drivers, and we decided to implement those, and it has helped to diminish the double parking. But in the last 5-6 months, we started to see again a large traffic of double parking. Daly City PD has actually enforced fines and citations to those violators. And we requested the assistance again because we had the visit of a sergeant in charge of the traffic enforcement. We requested the assistance of the city engineering, and we haven't heard anything back from them. We're requesting to see if it's possible for the city. Do you mind if I just one quick minute?
Yeah, go for it.
We're requesting if the city could help us with evaluating, adding, because we have at the end of the block, we have 20 minutes zones. So we would like to see if the city could evaluate to implement the same rule for the entire block, so that will permit the businesses, to have the SE access of this disabled patrons and people that are on a quick peek and go, for their orders and for the other local businesses.
Sure.
That's basically what we're requesting, so we can avoid any accidents or any people being run over by a car because they double park on the street.
Okay.
That's basically, okay?
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. That's definitely important for us to acknowledge because, double parking creates traffic, safety issues, and all that. So,
Exactly, and
yeah.
plus, we understand we have the apartment buildings across the street, so the residents, they look for, parking space, so we do understand that. But at the same time, we have a limited, access for these disabled patrons, from the structures, so, and that's our number one concern, for someone to get hurt because they're double parking and trying to get a quick order and go home. But thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. Okay. Mr. Hugo Ruiz, is that right? How you doing, sir? Come on up. From Colores Painting.
Hey. Hi, how are you? And I got a business for 28 years. I've been business, a family business. And we supply, we take care of the city of Palo Alto. We take care of the city of Milpitas. We take care of the city of San Francisco. I just come here to put my service to you guys. Anything you guys have, like office, buildings, light poles, anything you guys want to do, bring it in, so we're ready for you guys, see what you guys can do, I just come in and put my service to you guys.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, you're 28 years doing
At 28
city
years. I used
business?
to be in a school street.
Yeah.
Now I just moved to Potrero Street over there in San Francisco,
Yeah.
on local business enterprise, DGS, IGS. We got all the certifications we need, and a small minority business registered for almost 20 years. Okay? And we got all the equipment. We got bucket trucks, we got boom lifts, we got big warehouse, we got everything.
Okay.
Okay, so in case you guys need, anything. Right now we do painting all the light poles in Palo Alto, You know, we got all the light posts, 175 light posts and mailboxes. So I don't know. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reeves. I mean, yes, definitely would love to support local businesses for our own city here, right? As far as what we need in buildings and stuff like that. So, 28 years too. They qualify for one of our programs, right? All right, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you. All right, next, we have Mr. Nate Ortiz from 13 Gallon Screen Printing Embroidery.
Good evening. My name is Nate Ortiz, as you said. I just want to start off by saying thank you to the Small Business Commission for hosting this. Thank you to City Council members, as well as Mayor Jesselyn. I think it's really great for us to have spaces for small businesses like this so that different pockets of our community can discuss and debate what affects their businesses daily. I'm only speaking about Top of the Hill today since my business is located there. But since moving there since 2021, we've seen life being pumped into our community and our neighborhood. Especially after the festival, about a month ago, a lot of hope and inspiration of what can be of Top of the Hill and throughout Daly City was evident. Overall, I think there's much more that needs to be done to plant more and continue to cultivate our small businesses. As my business, 13 Gallons continues to grow, what worries me the most is that we may not be able to find adequate space in order to scale in Daly City. Obviously, if you have the capital, then it could be an easy situation and it could work. However, there's much more resources in nearby counties that offer grants and opportunities for diverse businesses to start up and grow. Even to this day, we're receiving openings and opportunities through grants to help us fund our growth and transition. However, it's out of this county, and our goal is to stay here in Daly City. But how, right? Like, how do we offer those solutions and figure out how to overcome this? In the future, I hope aspiring small business owners can have a chance to build and maintain here through resources and hopefully grants that incentivizes those that want to stay and build here. I think overall, like I said, we've been seeing a lot of life into Top of the Hill. The festival allowed the community members to see every business along the street of Mission Street and all the way down to Crocker. It was definitely a sight to see, and that's pretty much our goal. We want to stay here in Daly City. The community helped build our business up, and we don't want to take away shirts and embroidery resources from our city. So like our community members first. Like that's the folks we want to focus and service on. So thank you guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you for that. And yeah, that's really important, actually. And I'm sure that's around your neck of the woods, right? As far as those type of programming to help scale them or help assist in scaling their businesses. So, Mr. Ortiz, any future concerns? And I believe there are some programs here that our department here from the economic development can help with. Yeah. All right. All right. Next, Ms. Cristina Cantara. Is that correct? Yes.
Good evening, I'm Christina.
Christina.
Nice to meet all of you. My name is Christina and I have been a small business owner in Daly City for 20 years. Tonight, I'm here to share an imminent concern of the possibility of losing our lease to a car dealership. Our complex is located on the border of Daly City and South City. Over the past few years, the dealership located in South City has expressed interest in expanding to our location. I am here to implore your support and help in protecting our small businesses from losing an opportunity to remain in our spot. City Heights is home to several diverse minority, locally and women-owned small businesses. Taste of Burma, Simple One, Shine Thai, Kamameshi House, House of Sylvanas, Chibog, City Heights Dental, and Jessie Salon. When and if the time comes, we hope that Daly City prioritizes small businesses over big companies when evaluating plans for development. Also, we hope that the city can work with and encourage landlords and landowners to find solutions to give small businesses a place to thrive so we can continue to sell our goods, provide services, and employ local residents for years to come. Most of the tenants have been at their locations for several years now. While relocating to a neighboring city is a viable option, it is an expensive one for small businesses like ours, and we love Daly City. But I also want to point out that there is also a possibility that businesses may close completely and jobs will be lost. For instance, the land that the dealership is on was once home to several small businesses. Some closed for good, while others found new homes, and now it has been converted into a glorified parking lot. Please do not let this happen to our complex. Our businesses serve a purpose for the community, and a parking lot will not do that. We do not know what the future holds for our establishments as our lease is supposed to end in a few months, but keeping this location zoned for small businesses will allow current and future entrepreneurs the opportunity to start and thrive in Daly City just like we did. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that information. That's definitely something that we need to address because we're a small business commission, and we would love for you guys to continue having that opportunity. But obviously, we'd have to do a little bit of homework as far as what's going on and that is a zone that we're in charge of. Yeah, Daly City.
So I can provide a little bit of background. So the Mercedes dealership is actually located in South San Francisco. The City Lights development is at the border of Daly City. So it is Daly City property, and it is zoned C1, like commercial. So all the small businesses that are there are allowed by right. So those business owners can come to the business license counter and get a business license and conduct business. We have heard that there has been talk about Mercedes wanting to expand onto that property. It should be stated that a car dealership and vehicle storage would require in the C1 zone a use permit, and a use permit would require review by the Planning Commission and City Council. It is a discretionary permit. So this isn't something that could just happen overnight. And I can tell you that our planning division, which would be the department Mercedes would have to contact to expand the use, has not submitted any sort of application. But we are hearing that there's a lot of this talk going on with the tenants of the building. So I think we do kind of want to look into that. But I can let everybody know that there is no pending land use application to change the use of the building at this point in time.
Well, that's good. So hopefully that gives us a little bit of a breather for you. And again, I mean, personally, obviously, I'm a small business owner as well, so I do have, would love to see you guys thrive over there, and even think of opportunities for you guys to even shine even more. Whether we talk to the building owners and where their stance are, and what are the things that we can help to improve their situations for you guys.
Maybe the landowner, the landlord. There's been conversations for since we signed our lease the last time. And we just haven't heard back from either of them for any updates. All we hear is that they're considering Mercedes-Benz. So I don't know. I mean, I tried talking to my landlord, there's just nothing, but then Callan Realty owns that land. So if there's any connections or conversation gets started from the city, just to, start that conversation. Let's develop it. But keep it for light commercial so that we can still have our small businesses there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Okay, yeah, we will, follow up on this and see what we can do. All right? Perfect. Thank you for that. I think that's all my list. Is there anybody else?
Someone emailed a comment.
Sorry?
The email comment.
Oh, okay. This is a letter from City Heights Dental, and it's, we'll read it so that everybody knows what the information is. Dear members of Daly City Small Business Commission, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to express my strong support for keeping our current property as it is and to share the important role our business plays in the community. As a provider of essential services, specifically in the field of healthcare, we believe that preserving the integrity of our location is vital for the well-being of our patients and the livelihood of our employees. Our business primarily provides dental care, which is a critical service to the residents of Daly City and surrounding areas. Many of our patients rely on us for regular checkups, treatments, and overall dental health. The convenience of our location ensures that we can serve these patients effectively, and any displacement of our current premises would create significant challenges for those who depend on our services. In addition to our patients, we also employ a number of Daly City residents. These local employees form the backbone of our practice, and should the property be converted into a parking lot or otherwise repurposed, they would face potential job displacement, which would be detrimental not only to their livelihoods, but also to the local economy. Given these considerations, we ask that you carefully consider the long-term impact of this proposed change. The loss of a health care provider in this location would be a significant setback for the community, particularly for the many patients who rely on our services and for the local workers who would be displaced. We are committed to being a valuable part of the Daly City community and would appreciate your support in helping us continue to operate at this location, providing crucial services to those in need and supporting local employment. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to your support and am happy to provide any additional information if needed. Sincerely, Maria Lourdes Yao, DDS from City Heights Dental. Thank you. Anyone have anything to add to this topic or no?
Well, I mean, as a small business owner, I can put myself in their shoes, and it would be, I don't want to say angry, but basically angry. But it makes sense to do what we can to protect these small businesses, because a company like Mercedes-Benz, I mean, they can survive almost anywhere they want to. Whereas small businesses, it takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and years in to just survive, right? Then to be able to make profit and go from there. So, I'd be very interested to see what we as a commission can do to help back, in this case, City Heights, and at least try to ensure the livelihood, the support, and the survival of those small businesses, because it almost sounds like eminent domain where, a big company can come in and just take over and just, hey, good luck. They should at least, at the very least, if they are coming in, they should be able to provide a way for the small businesses to survive within the same area, somehow, some way. That's just a thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Next on the agenda are any other announcements and communications from the community or anybody on the commission? No?
I just have one. It's our cannabis equity meeting. It's a virtual town hall. Registration is on the QR code, so you could get the Zoom link from there. Any input from anyone of the community, whether you're a business owner, resident, former resident, or just a visitor even, you can join in the conversation and let us know what your thoughts are on having a cannabis equity program in this city.
Sounds like it's for it. So that's on November 20th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m.
Correct.
Okay,
Online.
perfect. Any other announcements from the community? No? On my end, as you may all know, not all of you, I'm a wellness coach slash health and fitness advocate. Winter is coming. Make sure you guys stay active. get some vitamin D because the sun's going down. Okay, and let's stay active out there. Be nice to each other. Okay. Any other public comments? Okay, if there's nothing else, then we're going to call this meeting to adjourn. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, everyone.